eservices.com.
Skip and Sharon, hosts of the Psychic Spectrum radio show, are a prominent psychic couple. Besides hosting an exciting weekly radio show, they offer fans the Psychic Showcase and a fascinating speakers bureau. And their Talking to the Other Side events are not to be missed. Join their live events and even schedule a private psychic reading. Get started at psychicspectrum.com. That's psychicspectrum.com.
TechTime Radio is brought to you today by Nutility, the platform that makes utility management seamless by selecting your service providers, splitting a single bill amongst roommates, and then shutting off your service when it's time for you to move out. Nutility reviews your preferences and sets up all the utilities for you. This provides you with the best local provider in your service area. It's much easier than splitting up your bills between roommates. No more late Larry, not being able to get to you on time to make the payments, and no more Venmo charges or PayPal charges. One place to do your billing so that everybody pays on time. Now, how can you use this great service from Nutility, you ask? Aha! Well, you can absolutely get it now and get 3 months for free. That's correct. If you go to Nutility.com, again, it kind of sounds like utility, but it's Nutility.com. Use the tech code 3, and again, that's Nutility.com. Get your first 3 months for free using the code TECH3. We would like to thank Podcorn for sponsoring this episode of TechTime Radio. Explore sponsorship opportunities and start monetizing your podcast by signing up at podcorn.com/podcasters. Let me tell you about Podcorn. Podcorn is an absolute must for any podcaster starting out. Now, when we started out TechTime Radio, we started out in a back office with a couple of mics. We expanded to a studio, and then now, as you can see, we're on the radio and have distribution into other markets. Having the ability to have Podcorn at the start of our podcast would have been a dream come true. Guess what? With Podcorn, you now have the amazing opportunity for podcasts to receive sponsorship, such as host reads, interview segments, and topical discussions. With Podcorn, there's no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on their platform, set their own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without exclusivities. You never give up the rights of your podcast in Podcorn, and they're here to support you everywhere possible. Visit podcorn.com. Again, that's podcorn.com. Podcorn is a true success for those starting their podcast dreams.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Good afternoon, Mr. Gourdet. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Well, welcome to our live show. If you're watching us, we have our live stream in the studios from 4 to 5 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and, of course, our home radio station, KKNW 1150 AM. So if you go to KKNW 1150 AM, you can listen to us or watch us. So they've got both options. You could do both. You could listen to us and watch us at the same time.
Is there a benefit to that?
I don't know. But I just wanted to make sure that people know that you can do either or, okay?
Okay.
Or if you're listening to our podcast or replay of the show, make sure to visit techtimeradio.com to keep up with all the latest information. TechTime Radio is a weekly 1-hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. We highlight top tech news for the week, along with segments that bring different perspectives and highlighted topics. Today on the show, we're going to do the best of the best from CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. We talked about it last week.
Yep.
And we have 6 fantastic guests that I've all met with, pre-did interviews with them, and we're excited to have each of them on the show today. They're going to be talking about their products, and we got the gamut. We got the best of the best, so we're really excited about this. We had about 50 to 60 interviews of people to do this, and we've picked these selections to be a part of our show today. So very excited. And, of course, we are going to have our top stories in the first 5 minutes that we always get to, so you can hear about your technology news. We got some great information here. And if you have a technology question, make sure to jump on Twitter, hashtag TechTime Radio or #. or waffle. Is that the other thing?
Waffle iron.
Or waffle iron, TechTime Radio with a question. And you can always watch our live stream on Facebook and ask questions, and we'll answer those as quick as possible live on the radio itself. Now, get your phones and start tweeting away because you're going to have some great items that will come on up. And if you want to know questions about all of our CES people, we're going to put their links on the website underneath our true facts. So here we go. First thing, Mr. Gourdet, we start out with our loaded question of the day.
Yeah.
Loaded
What
question.
is it?
I like two of these. Do I choose the hard one, or I'm going to choose the more common one? So whose voice can you best imitate was the one I chose not to do. And I'm going to choose the common one, which is what can make a person instantly popular?
Really, today?
That's the thing. I don't make them up. There it says right there. What can make a person
sitting in a folding chair on Inauguration Day?
You know what? Mr. Sanders is like the hottest thing right now on the internet. You see all those memes going around?
Well, yeah, he's supposed to be sitting right here.
That's we did. TechTime Radio had a meme too.
Yeah, you memed me out.
I did meme you out. I memed you out, and we had Bernie decided to be put in there.
I feel like I should have some mittens or something.
So you talk about popularity. Do you know that gal that made those mittens? She cannot sell. She sells.
I imagine
mittens.
that she's gotten a lot of orders.
Yes,
for those.
she is completely sold out, and she has to decide.
That's another way to get popular is give Bernie Sanders some mittens and have him sit.
Do we need to get Bernie
Inauguration
Sanders
Day.
maybe a TechTime Radio hat, and then they could just walk around with our
Maybe.
TechTime Radio? Do you think that'll help out?
It's not Inauguration Day.
It's
so
not-
no, it's not going to help.
Oh darn it! I gotta figure out.
This is one of those weird things.
It
that
had to be there at the minute.
Yeah, right there. It's a synchronicity thing.
All right. Well, we'll have, of course, our whiskey tastings during our commercials, and we'll select our whiskey. If it's a thumbs up or thumbs down, we'll talk about that after we come back from our first break. But let's immediately get into our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
Story number one, 6,000 Amazon warehouse workers in Alabama called Bamazon are going to vote for unionization. Now, we talked about this just 2 weeks ago when Google decided to have their union.
This is the dominoes falling, right?
This is the dominoes falling. Essentially, Amazon's conglomerate would be the very first union for them.
Mm-hmm.
Most union votes consist of a few dozen to a few hundred, rarely thousands of people. They got 6,000 people that want to unionize.
Well, yeah. I'm sure this has a lot to do with the past year.
I'm sure it has.
Because these are all production.
Yeah, these are delivery drivers. A lot of delivery drivers.
Warehousing.
Yep. So in 2020, Amazon listed and then quickly removed a job opening to monitor employee efforts for organizing against a union.
How about that?
Reported by Motherboard in September found that Amazon was using also a tool to monitor dozens of private and public social media groups to find drivers that were organizing strikes and protests.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how nobody really learns from history.
And by meaning,
this has been going on since the Industrial Revolution, where companies have done their thing, and then people have tried to organize. So the companies try to, and you're going to talk about this in a second.
Yep.
Companies try to bust that organization because they don't want their people to unionize. Why? Because the people unionizing have power.
They have power. All right, so the social media monitoring tool and reported generated that were left exposed on the domain www.sharkandinc.com, so you can go take a look at it, which has no obvious ties to Amazon. The tool does not use traditional Amazon infrastructure, but the files and the reports left exposed have direct links to Amazon. And after this article was published, Amazon confirmed that the tool and surveillance point reports were generated by the company itself. So they're using third-party tools to spy on social media against their employees. According to the files.
Why are you laughing? Wouldn't you? Would you do that?
No, because I
saw that.
Well, there's a little bit of a. Well, it depends on how big I am. If I'm Amazon, I probably would have had a unionized already taken care of as a part of my HR culture. So hopefully that would have been taken care of for drivers and.
See, that's a little forward thinking, I think.
Why is that?
Because you're not fighting it. You're
for some people, I think it's fantastic. Again, like I said, my son
worked at Boeing. Absolutely, his job that he did, he helped pull out parts and put parts back in. Absolutely should be unionized, right? It's a job that almost anybody could do, and so you want to respect the people that are working there and make sure that they get paid
the reason
fairly.
why these exist is because of these companies taking advantage of their workers.
Do you know what's even interesting? In November, reports surfaced showing Amazon has also hired the infamous Pinkerton spies to monitor European worker labor union efforts.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that?
What's that?
The Pinkerton started in America in the 1850s and was the precursor to the Secret Service.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were Abe Lincoln's bodyguards after they thwarted an assassination attempt. I guess it didn't work out too well later, but...
So they helped the first assassination attempts and not the second or third one?
They became his personal bodyguards after they thwarted an attempt on his life.
Well, here's going to be interesting. The ballot will be distributed February 8th and must return their ballots for anybody that's interesting by March 29th. Tallying will be held on a video live conference feed on March 30th. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure we'll cover that a little bit more as things go on. So this is now the second tech company looking at
Who do you think's next?
I think Microsoft.
You think Microsoft?
I think Microsoft will be, but I bet you Microsoft senior management is already prepared for this. So I think that they'll probably have a different spin on this and a different tactic.
You think they'll try to bust it or spy on it? Or?
No, I don't think so. I don't. Not their current leadership. Previous leadership. Oh heck yeah, but not with their current. leadership.
You think Elon's gonna get?
No, Elon. No, Elon's in Texas now. That's why he moved to Texas, right?
That's right.
Story 2: privacy-focused search engine DuckDuckGo grew by 62% in 2020. Now, didn't we talk about this about 3 months ago?
Yeah, we talked about this because they don't track anything.
They do not track anything. So if you want to be searching the web for anything, and you go to Google, you go to Bing, you go to any of these other areas, essentially all your tracking information is going to the ISP, and then which is the internet service provider, so Comcast, and then it's redistributed back to each of those providers. So that is correct. DuckDuckGo is now grown by 62%. And in our how do I search the dark web?
So the really nice thing about this is that if I use DuckDuckGo,
yep,
that I'm not going to get freaking ads from all these companies that want my attention because I just was interested in something.
Yeah, what was I was looking at something. I was looking at generators. Last weekend I was looking at generators with my wife. And literally, as soon as I'm done, I looked at 2 generators from Costco and a bunch of items. All of a sudden, every single commercial feed on any of the searches automatically had generators.
That drives me up the wall.
I'm like, unbelievable. And then I go to bed at night, I'm scrolling through my Google searches, and literally a generator, like 3 of them. I got it. Guess what?
Up the wall.
Yes, I totally get it.
You know, it's like Facebook, and you click on the dating website thing just to look at it, and suddenly you got dating website ads all over.
Oh, see, I'm not dating, so I don't know about that, but I would believe that would happen.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, story 3, because we got to move on, our 5 minutes. Our good engineer over there gave us the 5-minute finger, so he told me. So at least he didn't give me the 1-minute finger. So
you haven't gotten the 1-minute finger.
No,
yet.
That's great. So story 3: goodbye and good riddance to the 16:9 aspect ratio for lovers of tall screens. It's time to be happy. Essentially, CES announcements this year, specifically as we're talking about CES moving into our next segment. The wide screen laptops, which were very popular 8-10 years ago, were all 16:9, right? So they were 2:3 standard television size, and they went to the 16:9, and now the aspect ratio, essentially for the Microsoft Surface, which we both have, it's a 3:2.
Yeah, so it's a little odd. To tell you the truth, yeah, because I'm used to the old way,
the 16:9,
and when I'm looking at my Surface, I actually can see the difference.
It is, and I'm very excited. All the new Dell MacBooks, everything else is either looking to do a 16:10 ratio or a 3:2. So if you had a 16:9 and you really love that old 16:9, which I didn't, but if you do, then you better start stocking up on aftermarket screens because they're not being produced by any hardware manufacturers moving forward.
So you're not going to be getting a bunch of Surface.
No, no,
a bunch of aftermarket things.
I'm not going to go buy 16:9s. Absolutely not. Well, Mike, our time is up. We got through the top stories. If you want to learn more about these, please visit us online at techtimeradio.com, where we always have the links to each of these stories listed in the facts section, so you can make sure that we're just not making up stuff, but you can read the articles themselves. Now is a great time to reach out to us on Twitter. If you go to hashtag TechTimeRadio, you can ask us a technology question, and we have a chance to maybe read it on the air next week and answer it. So absolutely do that. Up next, we have our special CES Best of the Best show once we return from our commercial break. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a little whiskey on the side. Our first guest is coming all the way from South Africa, Johannesburg.
Very good.
So we're excited about that. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Corday here. Thank you guys very much.
Hello, Seattle. How would you like to have immediate and easy access to your live EKG and heart rate data? Your data right at your fingertips and with no need to hook up wires and leads or be strapped to a machine at the doctor's office. The new Pulse device from Vivome continuously tracks your EKG and displays this data on your mobile phone. Have you ever wondered how your EKG and heart rate behaves when you're exercising at the gym, navigating the stressful demands of the workday, or just getting the kids ready for school or relaxing at home? The Pulse is a different kind of wearable, and you can experience this difference by going to www.vivome.com and ordering your device today.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, the show that takes a positive, forward-looking approach to mid to late career transitions for Gen Xers and Boomers every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock Pacific. Whether you're looking to stay in the traditional workforce, do your own thing, or retire or semi-retire, Reigniting You is your source for career transition advice, inspiration, and insight for what's next in your career and life. Join me Wednesdays at 3 o'clock to get re-energized, recharged, and reignited.
With Advil, you have power over pain, so the whole world looks different. The unbeatable strength of Advil.
What pain?
Is this our music? Oh, this is pretty good.
I know.
I like this music.
You like this?
Yeah.
So we had a big production meeting, and I get dogged on the production meetings for
all
the music.
the time.
I'm
the oldest, so I like all the old stuff, but this is good too.
So we got some great interns. So Tierney actually helped out with that first story, so call out to her. Good job.
All right, good deal. She's on the ball.
She is on the ball, and we have great production individuals that help with our show. So it's a group of 6+ people that put together the show each week that comes here. It's not just Mike and I doing everything. We got we got Melinda with our PR and Josh and Gwen and everybody fantastically put together the show. So, all right, Mike, during our break, we had a chance to sample our whiskey pick of the day.
Yes.
And we have our
deliciousness in a
Are you happy
glass.
again? Because is this 2 weeks in a row?
It's Scotch.
So
how can I not be? I mean, it's
Glenlivet's
not rye.
12-year-old single malt Scotch. So we still have the little bottle here, but we put them into the cups because you were giving us a hard time thinking that we ripped off some.
Well, yeah, I mean,
reporter.
You ripped off a microbar.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. It came as a part of a selection for each of us to have it. So
somebody else ripped off a microbar and sent it to you.
So this is 12 years aged. Glenlivet Distillery. It has a bourbon and European oak taste. Selection of oak casks enhance the whiskey's flavor. The originals of it lie in this rich spring water drawn from Josie Well, our unique water source.
Josie Well, huh?
Josie Well is where they
the
get all the
outlaw
water.
Josie Wales?
Well, I don't know what Josie Well is, but you know what?
I don't know.
I absolutely read what I was supposed to read.
All right, good for you.
All right, well, let's right here.
That's good.
Up next, we have our Best of the Best show. We are absolutely excited about this. We're going to play right now our intro music for our CES show.
Is this new music?
From time to time, we need to reinvent ourselves. Today, more than ever, we need to grow and adapt as people and as brands. Millions of people are impacted by the solutions we create. With products built by blending engineering, design, and innovation at scale. A dream. We are reinventing digital so you can reinvent your business.
Welcome to TechTime Radio CES, Best of the Best.
All right, first up is coming all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. Yes, that's across the globe. The globe. I always have that little whiskey, and then it's a little couple slur words.
Yeah, right. So that's not normal for you at all.
We have many technology companies that we are going to have worldwide today on the show. But first, we have the Nomad Plug. We're going to play some music about it as we get the Nomad Plug out.
This is Ryan Silberman, founder of the Nomad Plug. If you are tired of bulky travel adapters gathering dust in your drawer and you never know which one to use when you travel, I will be showcasing the last adapter you will ever buy, the Nomad Plug.
Oh, look at that.
So, all right, let's have...
we have Ryan on, right?
We have Ryan on the show. Hi, Ryan. How you doing?
Hi, guys. I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So let me tell you, this was the, at our production meeting, it was the hot item. So
this was Nathan's favorite.
This was my favorite to get right here, because when I travel, every single time I travel, I lose my adapter gear. So I literally have bought at least 6 or 7 of these things, right? And they're all these little small plugs. You get them, and then I think I leave them probably at the hotel, so the next person comes in there, and they're like, oh, wow.
Oh, look.
A university changing. So we have this plug right here, and so it bends. So when you go and actually plug it into the wall itself, whether you have European, American, you can actually then have it hang on the wall, and so you can actually plug into your devices, and it even comes with a additional module here where you can plug it in and you can get a USB-C device. Yeah. So Ryan, tell us about your idea for the Nomad Plug. What made you come up with the idea about it? Kind of go back and kind of explain to all of our listeners here what made you decide to come up with this device.
Yeah, well, as you said, the inspiration was probably about 3-4 years ago. I bought myself a beautiful Pixel book, and I travel frequently internationally, and I was tired of buying a new adapter in every country I landed. And you know, as you said, what happened was either I would leave it at the hotel or it would land up in a bag or a drawer. And then on my next trip, I would never know which adapter I would need. And so that was the inspiration to create a device that was aesthetically pleasing. So, you know, if you're conscious about the design, and you wanted something to match and be proud to carry with, a beautiful MacBook or an iPad or Pixel book, you could then just leave this device in your bag, and you would never have to worry and think about which adapter you needed when you travel. So that was the inspiration behind it.
All right, and so to get your product right now, you can go to nomadplug.com, right?
That's correct, yeah.
And you do not have this on Amazon, so this is exclusively just on your website right now for this device. Is that correct?
Correct. We just launched. We launched with the 18-watt version, which will power your mobile phone fast charge, so power delivery. And then later this year, we'll have different charging. So we'll have a 30-watt version and a 65-watt version, which would power your laptop as well.
Oh, cool.
And this unit right here that we have, the Nomad Plug that we have in here, what's your price on that on the website?
So that's for $76.
For $76. Now, let me ask you, if you buy it in the States, so you got this over here really quickly, so it was easy to get it here for, but he probably paid for some expensive shipping. If I ordered this today, and our TechTime Radio fans ordered the Nomad Plug, how long would it take for them to get it into their laptop? Not that we need to travel immediately yet, but we're hopefully going to be traveling.
Are we still on the lockdown?
Yeah,
we got
a new president.
Are we still in our corner?
We don't know. We got new presidents. Yeah. Things could change a little bit. Maybe they'll open up so we can travel.
That doesn't have anything to do with it.
Okay, well, I'm hoping. Okay, so how long would it take to get it delivered to my house here in the States?
So on average, it takes about 10 days to ship it directly from a warehouse in China.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Anything else you want to say about the Nomad Plug here? Thank you very much. What time is it in Johannesburg right now?
It's 2:30 a.m.
Oh, my word. Thank you so much for joining us. Anything else for our fans to let them know about?
Yeah, I think, the Nomad Plug, there are two audiences. One is obviously the traveler, but I think number two is the digital nomad. Today with our devices, we're working from coffee shops, from WeWorks, from home. So not necessarily when you travel, and if you've got a laptop, usually you have to take your power brick with you. So you can say goodbye to your power brick. You can say goodbye to all the different adapters you need, and you just put this in your bag. It's about the size of a mobile phone, and you're nomadic. You can work from anywhere.
And it's so much like a transformer. You can take one part here off and this part off. Yeah. So that's the half of it. So like if you're talking about that's the module that you have right there. All right. Well, thank you very much again for joining us. Best of the best for CES. Absolutely. Everybody should take a look at this device. It is phenomenal. And thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Ryan.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Ryan Silberman with the Nomad Plug. And right up next, we have a great dynamic product. This is a whole house system. So we couldn't bring it into the studio because they'd have to change the plumbing within the whole.
Oh, that's too bad.
Within the whole building itself.
Yeah, that's that.
The hydro loop.
The hydro loop.
So we got a little spot here, and then we're going to have Sabina that will be joining us from the group.
Water. The water we have today is the water we've always had. We all need water and can't live without. Every day we use water as it is a vital condition of life. But by 2040, most of the world will not have enough. Our vision of the future? Use water twice. Hydroloop ensures perfect quality recycled water to substantially save on domestic water usage with smart and affordable water recycling products, without compromising on personal hygiene or quality of life, and seriously contributing to one of the greatest challenges of mankind, drastically reducing the use of water.
All right, so this is great. So this is Hydroloop, and I believe our guest is coming to us again from Europe. I don't know I didn't write down exactly where.
You didn't write it down.
I didn't write it down.
Shall I tell you then, Nathan?
Yes, tell us.
Tell us.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Mike.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm from the Netherlands.
From the Netherlands, that's right.
It's about 1:30 here in the morning.
So 1:30. We're trying to get through some of our European people first. So
it's okay. I get it because I'm up at 2:30 a.m. here with trying to do stuff over there.
So trying to do stuff over there. So I got you. So thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the program. Now let's explain how your system works. So we had a great conversation, and I think this is fantastic. And I told my wife about this already. So explain what you guys are trying to do with the using water twice.
Okay. Well, the vision is, can I just say the vision?
Yeah.
Every building has its own grey water source, lightly contaminated water, which is from your bath, from hand washing, from air conditioning, cooling, etc. And at this moment in time, it's all going down the drain, gets transported, etc. And we're saying collect it at the building, at the source, treat it immediately, clean it, and you can reuse it again, use water twice, for these things that don't need tap water, like toilet flushing and your washing machine and stuff like that. So that's the whole idea. So what we created were if you have a visual, you can see behind me you can see the Hydroloop standing there. They look a bit like a fridge, so that is the size. And what it is, it collects the bath, shower, washing machine water, hand basin water, etc. It treats it, so the whole machine is the treatment plant, and then it disinfects the water as well, so it's clean, clear, and safe, and certified. And then it goes to the lower part of the system, that is the storage, and of course it has a very high-tech computer. And then from there on, everything is distributed to the toilets, to the garden, to the swimming pool, wherever the water is reused for. And this way, you almost, you reduce your water consumption with 45%. And you also reduce your wastewater, your wastewater emission with 45%. You're reducing your carbon footprint. You're saving energy. So as you can see, I'm quite excited about our product. But it makes a big difference. It's got a purpose.
So how much does a unit cost for your house? So if I'm doing new construction, it's probably the easiest way to do this. But otherwise, I'm going to have to tear up some walls at my house.
That would be the next question.
Yeah. So how much is the unit that cost, and how does it actually work with some of those piping issues that I just talked about?
Yeah, well, new construction is easiest, of course. Then it's only a couple of $100 to have the plumbing, as we call it, recycle ready. And we're actually aiming for that all new construction, because you're building for the future. And, this water crisis isn't something that is, it's actually in our own backyards, and Mike, you're from Arizona, so it should, ring a bell with you as well. So it's everywhere,
absolutely.
And it's getting worse with 2 billion more people on the planet. So new construction is easy, it's cheap, because then you can do the plumbing the correct way, and it's just a little different than the other way. And if it's the system itself is it starts from $4,000 ex shipping, and we're actually starting to deliver this year, second quarter. First, I have to just check in which areas we're going to. Florida, Texas, Arizona, Nevada, California. Those are the first areas, because there it's most urgent, that we will be delivering and installing. For any existing building, at some point in time, you're going to redo your bathroom, or you're going to do some kind of major, construction work. That will be the right moment to install your decentral water recycling system.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she mentioned Arizona because the impact to the aquifers and stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, ground levels, water levels are depleting, and we've been pumping it up for many, many years, and so now salty water is coming into our grounds. I don't want to be. It isn't. Well, it sounds a bit doom and gloom, but we can do something about it. This is the beauty, and what we're doing with our products is, we empower people and organizations to just not wait until government is doing or demanding something. But we actually empower people themselves to say, hey, this is what I want to do. You can buy it. You can buy it from us online, and we ship it to your home. And all installation videos are online, so your local plumber can install it for you, and that's it.
And you won a CES award last year. Was it like best invention, or what was your CES award?
We won 4.
4.
Oh.
Sorry.
Get it right, man.
Sorry, 4
No. Okay, so we started off with best of innovation for sustainability, eco-design, and smart energy. So we actually thought that was it. And then we came to the show, which was amazing. And then Engadget nominated us for best startup company, best sustainable product. And then we won those. And then we also won the best of the best. So we beat everybody. And it was so cool. And I was so grateful because, that sustainability was so hot in Vegas. And I know it still is. And it should be as well, because all the gadgets are fantastic, and they're nice to have. But tech should also be for a purpose, I believe.
Absolutely.
We should do it for something good. And it can still look fantastic, it can still look design. And
So it's Hydroloop. So thank you so much for joining us. We will absolutely have our link to information on our show, so make sure everybody checks that out. And hopefully now you can get some rest and go to sleep. And thank you very much for joining us.
Sabine.
And thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we're going immediately to the Bay Area. So we're coming back here stateside. We're coming back. And we are going to
That's one of my favorite places.
The Bay Area?
The Bay Area.
I like the Bay Area.
I wouldn't live there, though. It's too expensive.
Is it too expensive?
It's too expensive.
Okay, and so we're going to go to Cradlewise, all right?
Cradlewise.
Cradlewise, the world's first self-learning crib that bounces your baby to sleep. The crib is your baby's sleep guardian, newborn to toddler. It has a built-in smart baby monitor. It knows when your baby is about to wake up. If it is still sleeping time, the crib bounces your baby and plays soothing music back to sleep. It gets your baby back to sleep automagically.
All right, so we have Cradlewise. So this is, I don't have kids, but if I had kids.
You have kids.
I have kids. They're just older.
Yeah. I have kids too, and I'm really hating life that I didn't have this product when they were.
Oh, so am I, because I had to get up.
Because we used to take them and put them in the car and drive them
I had the wind-up swings. You remember the wind-up swings you had to deal with? I didn't have any automatic stuff. It was the wind-up, and if you did it too loud with the crank, then all of a sudden they'd wake up, and then it's like, oh, horrible. So you try to do it.
We just drove them around.
But now we have a solution. We have Cradlewise, and so we have Red Hickey, the owner of the creator of Cradlewise, coming onto the show, and hopefully she's going to kind of show us a little bit about this great, amazing device. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Cradlewise, and if you want to give us a little demonstration, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Hi, Nathan, and hi, Rick. I'm sorry, I'm like 2 decades late to get this invention out. I know it would have helped your babies. So, hi, I'm Radhika, co-founder, CEO at Cradlewise. This is an invention. This is a smart crib invented by me for my baby when she was just born in 2014, and now it's my venture. We are husband-wife co-founders, and we have invented the smart crib. The smart crib is for the minimalist parent who thinks that you don't need 200 items in your baby registry before you get the baby home safely. It's all-in-one solution. You have the baby monitor here. There is a bassinet So currently, as you can see, it's in the bassinet mode here.
Yep.
And when the bed drops down, it becomes a crib. So you have a monitor, a bassinet, and a crib all in one. The modern day baby monitors, they just tell you that your baby has woken up, and then you go running from your kitchen or your office room to the baby's room, and then you spend at least 30 to 45 minutes in feeding and soothing the baby back to sleep. And this happens like at least 10 to 12 times in the day and over the night. So parents easily end up spending 3 to 4 hours in soothing the baby back to sleep. So what CradleWise does is the monitor, which is here, it can exactly look at the baby and sense the first signs of wake up. It spots movements, eyes opening up, sounds, and even relative breath rate. It understands all of these and predicts wake up and starts bouncing along with soothing music to put the baby back to sleep. So that's what CradleWise does. It's helping your baby go back to sleep and also preventing unscheduled wake-ups. And this design is the complete technology has been designed by us, myself and my co-founder, and we have had designers from Sweden who actually did this beautiful minimalist design with no slats, because when we started, we were like, hey, all the cribs are a copy of a copy of a copy, the same old, at least a century old design where all the cribs have the slats, which make it look like a jail. So we have designed it, which is more beautiful looking, that can go well in your nursery with the aesthetics of the nursery. And yes, the result is CradleWise. We have won the Time Best Inventions of 2020. We're the top 100 inventions by the Time magazine.
That's right, by Time magazine. So this is phenomenal. So you don't have to worry about the slots like in Back to the Future. Where
I don't know. I kind of like looking at my kid behind bars.
Did you? Did you like doing
That's
that?
just me.
Well, the best thing about the CradleWise is that you can actually, it self bounces. So what you do is you just nudge it, and it will. Do you want to show it? Can you nudge it there and show it?
Yes.
So this is the best part. Forget the whole cranking of the thing. You touch it, and it goes up and down, and it just. It just goes back and forth so your baby can fall right back to sleep. So you could literally have your kid in there 24/7.
Yeah, that's what I would have wanted.
The way to stop it is you can just hold your hand and it will stop bouncing. So because you don't want to be, you'll be hands full and you don't want to, search a smartphone at 3 a.m. in the morning. So we have made it gesture enabled, and now you give it a push and it starts bouncing.
And that is CradleWise. So if you go and visit CradleWise.com, you're going to have to get on the pre-order because you guys are already booked up until about July. Is that right? June or July for orders now?
Right. So we are open for pre-orders on our website, and the deliveries begin in July of 2021. We are currently delivering in the Bay Area till July, but pan-US and Canada, the orders are going to be delivered from July of 2021. So anybody in the first, second, and almost just beginning of third trimester can order their CradleWise on our website.
Nice. Do you have data that tells you about how much longer it extends the baby's sleep time by?
Oh yes, we have had like 5,000. Yes, we have 5,000 hours of sleep recorded in CradleWise, and what we see is the average onset of sleep once the baby wakes up is 8 minutes, and we have babies sleeping from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. with 2 to 3 wake-ups for a feed. So that's what parents are saying, that they are saving at least 2 hours per day because of CradleWise.
Yeah, that's important.
That's huge.
That's huge when you're
right when you have a newborn. Oh, I remember those nights too. Well, here's my favorite thing. It just do this little nudge. Honey,
yeah,
I think the baby's no.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. So speaking of my wife.
Oh, it's the Tony box.
So we have coming on up. You guys are going to absolutely want to get back to us because we have my favorite event. You can listen to all your Disney favorites on the Tony box. So we're going to go on out to commercial break. We'll see you guys right back here with part 2 of our CES special.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, man, what's up?
Hey, have you ever had any deadbeat roommates?
Oh, yeah, way back in college in the good old days.
In the good old days? Did they even have electricity back then?
Yeah, except we used wax tablets.
Okay, all right. Well, Nutility is the utility platform that makes utility management seamless by selecting your service provider, splitting a single bill amongst roommates, and then shutting off your service when it's time for you to move out.
So they shake down my roommates instead of me?
Well, did you ever have a problem with your roommates?
Doesn't everybody? You know, Jeff, if you're out there.
Nutility reviews your preference and sets up all the utilities for you. Kind of like selecting a power provider that gives you the best price and then splitting it between your roommates. So no more Venmo charges passed around the house or having to ask Lazy Larry to get his payment in for the utilities this month.
Well, that's nice.
It is nice. And not only is it nice, but as a TechTime Radio listener, you can get your first 3 months for free at Nutility.com when you use the code TECH3. Again, go to Nutility.com. That's Nutiliti. Sounds like utility, but it's Nutility.com to get your first 3 months for free using the code TECH3.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hey, have you heard of Podcorn?
Yeah, I eat it every night when I watch a movie.
No, not popcorn. Podcorn. Podcorn.com.
Oh, Podcorn. Yeah, I think I've heard of them.
You know, when we started out our podcast, there was no Podcorn. So what do we have to do, Mike?
Cook it ourselves.
No, not popcorn. Podcorn. So you have a podcast called What Drives You, right?
I do.
Have you gone and signed up to use Podcorn?
I have.
And what is your experience using Podcorn to help advertise your show?
It's fantastic.
All right. And what is your experience as a brand new podcaster?
Well, I have just done it. It's pretty easy. I'm really excited to see what happens.
That's great. So if you're starting a podcast, absolutely go and visit podcorn.com/podcasters. And if you want to advertise with Podcorn, there's also an opportunity to go to podcorn.com and you can sign up so that you can have great podcasts talk about your products. Go and visit https://podcorn.com.
Welcome back to TechTime Radio.
Is that new music too?
Yep. Welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. How you doing, Mike?
I'm pretty good.
How's the whiskey?
The whiskey's really good.
It's fantastic. The Glenlivet's
I'm
12. I don't want to say what I'm going to do, but I think I'm going to give it a thumbs up 100%.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that because that's
I think
that's
you just
till the
did.
end of that. No, I may change my mind because that's the end of our
that's
show.
not going to happen.
All right. Well, we're going to continue on our CES Best of the Best segment, and let me just tell you about this. Young minds and ears in the United States can immerse themselves in the magical world of Tony's, the original award-winning screen-free audio entertainment system designed specifically for children ages 3 and older, and absolutely older because I like it.
You've been playing with this thing
playing with
the
it
whole
a lot.
the
Let me
whole
just
week.
tell you. Currently, the fastest-growing toy company in Europe, Tony's have made their stateside debut.
Meet the Tony Box, a screen-free, imagination-building listening experience for kids ages 3 and up. The Tony Box comes to life the moment you place one of our magnetic, collectible Tony figurines on top of the box. Each Tony contains their own songs to sing, stories to tell, and worlds to explore. Tony's. One little box, countless big adventures.
All right, and welcome to the show. We have Melissa, head of the community and partnership at Tony's USA. The Tony Box is amazing and a great product that everyone should have at their home for their children's growing ability to not have a screen. We're going to have Melissa join us on the show. Welcome, Melissa.
Hi, Nathan. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
We're doing fantastic. Let me tell you, this thing. My wife is a preschool teacher.
Nathan has had it all week and has been very entertained by
I've been singing the Pad? Yeah, I sing the Lion King song, and I play at the car singing that. We got this, and it has a little Elsa thing in there, so I did not put an Elsa on.
You
there.
didn't put
but
Elsa?
The best part is they have this device, and I don't want to steal your thunder, Melissa, but they have this device that you can essentially put like 90 minutes of audio on. So essentially what I could do is I could put a whole TechTime Radio episode, and then I put the on there, and I could hear it. But
we need a Mike action figure.
There you go. But you know what? That didn't happen. My wife brought home all of her iPod music and says you need to transfer this all over. So tomorrow, while I'm watching football, I'm going to be adding a whole.
You're going to be playing with it.
She loves this thing. She loves it. So, explain to us, Melissa, the Tony Box, and kind of give us a little bit of information besides all my glowing, gushing reviews and playing around with it. Tell us a little bit about the box.
I'd be happy to. So this is the Tony Box right here. And the Tony Box is a screen-free listening device for young children, as you said, as young as 3 and up. And it's...
Or Nathan's age.
Or 3 and up goes to 100, 103. Not that you're 103. But so it's designed for screen-free listening. And actually, I'd love to tell you about the origins of the product. This was actually started by 2 dads in Germany. So the company is German. And in 2014, they actually met through their children's preschool. And the teacher was still playing nursery rhymes on CDs for the children. And this is 30 years after the CD player was invented. So quite antiquated technology. And the teacher didn't have any other device to sort of play songs for the kids. And they said, we can do better than this. And they set out to design the Tony Box. So they spent about 2 years developing it. And the prototype they developed looks very similar to how the Tony Box looks today. And when the Tony Box is paired with one of our Tonys.
Hey, it's Woody.
Yep.
It shares songs and stories, including from favorite characters like Woody here. And if I remove it from the box, it's going to stop playing. All of the functions of the box are really designed for a very young child. So besides being screen-free, what's really key about this product is that it promotes independent play. If you've ever...
Why are you laughing, Mike?
I'm laughing because you're like the kid.
I know. I love
playing
this.
with this thing. We spent 15 minutes playing with this at the production meeting.
We did. Sorry, Melissa. Keep on going. Keep on going. Sorry.
I mean, if you've ever, your wife obviously is a preschool teacher, if you've ever spent time with 3 and 4-year-olds, independent play is not something that always comes naturally. And they're often really in need of a lot of supervision and a lot of guidance. And with this, a young child takes it. It's all very intuitive. I want to switch the track. I just smack it. Little ones are good at that. Being rough with it works really well. It's going to cycle through the songs.
It's tough being a toy.
And then this one's going to share a story as well. I can hang it upside down. It's magneted on. In terms of the technology, it's reading an RFID chip that's in the Tonys. The Tonys are all handcrafted and hand painted in Tunisia. So they're quite beautiful little collectibles on their own. And when it's paired with the box, that's where the magic happens. But to your point, Nathan, earlier, the other type of Tonys we have are called creative Tonys. And it's like this guy right here. And the creative Tonys, one comes with every box when you first purchase it. And it's a 90-minute blank. So using our My Tonys app, you can record anything you want onto that. Like an episode of TechTime Radio could go on there. And we actually have a program or Christmas show. We have a program called Tonys for Teachers. So actually a lot of early childhood educators like your wife are using this for center times in preschools or for other activities. I use it kind of for my daughters too, and I use it to remind her about bedtime and snack time and different moments throughout the day. What's actually really amazing about this product right now, especially during COVID, is so many family members can't be together. A lot of grandparents are separated from their grandchildren, and the Creative Tonys are a really phenomenal way to connect families. So basically, when you have the My Tonys app, you can invite anyone to your household, including a grandparent or a relative who could be in another state or even another country. And they can record themselves reading a special story to their grandchild, for example, a bedtime story or any kind of special message. So it's a really phenomenal way for people to stay connected during COVID as well.
It's great. Absolutely phenomenal. And you can get this on Amazon. You can get this. Where can you purchase one of these today?
So we're available on our own site, tonys.com. And actually, for anyone interested in purchasing today, we have a code PARTNER10 that'll get you 10% off your starter set. We're also available on Amazon.com, Target.com, and we're in 350 or more specialty retailers around the U.S., like the Learning Express Toy Group and the Good Toy Group as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining our program. Next up, we are going to bring somebody in from Italy. Fantastic. So thank you, Melissa. we're going to be talking about the Tata Baby Alarm.
Welcome to our product, the Tata Pad. With 3 alarm levels, it is simple to use and set up. Simply install the 2 batteries into the unit and put the pad down in your car seat. Yes, it is that simple. The Tata Pad is the first baby car reminder cushion with smart alarms built into the cushion on the market. In case you leave your car while your child is still in the seat, you will get warning reminders at 3 different levels. First, by notification. Second, by a phone call. And third, as your final alert, you will get a phone call and a text message to your emergency contacts. To learn more, visit getmytata.com. Again, that is getmytata.com. And learn more about our great product.
All right, we have Rudolph Jantos joining us all the way from Italy on the Tata Pad. How are we doing today, sir?
We're doing really well. Thank you for having me, Nathan and Mike.
Oh, you're welcome.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the Tata Pad, and we got about 3 minutes here to get through this. This is a smart device, and specifically, what's your target market for this device itself?
This target device is basically for 0 to 4-year-olds, well, parents with 0 to 4-year-olds, and it is a safety device that helps parents to, in an event, we're trying to avoid there's a phenomenon going on across the States and also in Europe, where parents, sadly, there's a case that children being left in the car. This, of course, is we're not going after parents that they're not being careful enough or what else, but it has been quite a big number. So in the last 20 years, around 800 kids have been left in the car. Left in the car to die, actually. So we really are providing a solution here to save lives. And our Tata Pad, which is currently what you got in your hand and what I'm showing here on the screen, and which we currently launched last year in Italy. And we have been, we launched it in Italy because there's a mandatory law now in Italy from last March in 2020 to have a anti-abandonment device. So this is basically a safety solution in the car seat. And we are planning to launch this year in the States, where the numbers are way bigger and the problem is way bigger. And we're looking to launch as quick as possible across the States with our Tata Band, which we presented this year at CES 2021. And we have won 2 awards. I haven't mentioned that to Nathan yet. We won the Twice Pick Awards for innovation. And we won also Editor's Choice Awards from USA Today for parenting solution. So a solution for parents, which.
And how can I get one of these?
At the moment, we are preparing our launch in the States. We actually, I'm looking out. I'm head of B2C marketing for Tata, which is our product. Philo is our company, and we're looking for distributors online and offline. But we should be launching hopefully later in the summer, obviously starting with our site and also Amazon. But we believe this product has to be also near to where parents actually buy their other, near to car seats where they're sold. So we're looking for partnerships to distribute the solution even in retail stores. Yeah, that's pretty much.
So if we want to find out more information and we wanted to invest in it, we go to tata.com. Is that correct?
No, our website is getmytata.com.
Getmytata. TATA.com.
Exactly. Get My Tata. It's basically an action.
An action. So that is fantastic. So this, if you ever left your kid in your car, this will have 3 levels of alerting as it talked about. So it gives you an alert to the person. The second alert goes to contacts in person, and the third one will be making phone calls. So we appreciate you absolutely joining us for TechTime Radio. We will have links for this product online, and if you want to learn more about distribution, we'll make sure that's taken care of. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, so we have Phil, who we did not get to, who I will talk to offline from Morpheus Tech about thermal cameras and we will get him on next week's episode to continue on. As we thought 6 would be just enough, 6 was
too
much. So Phil, thank you very much for being here. We'll talk to you offline. I'm sure Melinda will reach out to you. Whiskey, thumbs up, thumbs down. Fantastic. I think we gave it 2 thumbs up. Mike, what'd you think of the program today?
Great.
Our CES reviews. Everybody make sure you have a chance to take a look at them. We appreciated you guys for joining our show. We will have some additional CES people coming up in shows as we continue on and as we have more guests be a part of TechTime Radio. So I am Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Gorday. We got David behind the board. He did a fantastic job making sure all those people got taken care of. And we will see you guys next week. Remember, Mumm's the word.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/TechTimeRadio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of KKNW, its management, or other advertisers. Contests are the responsibility of the host of this program and not KKNW. This is Alternative Talk 1150 AM, KKNW Seattle, and KNUC 98.9 HD3 Seattle.
NBC